You put out this post, it goes absolutely viral. It is literally the only appropriate response to the Huffington Post, I think.
Yeah, short and sweet, right to the point, especially on yesterday of all days. Not going to sit here and go back and forth. We won the gold. Here's my 3 words for you. God bless America.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and it's gone viral. I love it. TJ, though, this is like sports should be the one thing. You're a sports commentator. You should just own this stuff. Like this, we should have fun with it.
Yeah, look, I don't know why the liberals gave us the monopoly on loving America. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know if anybody does. But it doesn't take much, right? We see Alyssa Liu. She's a bisexual woke leftist. All it took for all of America to embrace her was for her to love America. That's it. We actually don't care that much about these athletes' opinions. It turns out it's only when they try to shove it down our throats that we become disinterested and begin to hate them. That is my big problem. It doesn't take a whole lot. We saw that with Team USA Hockey. Immediately, you just showed it in your wonderful monologue. As soon as President Trump got on the phone, the entire team embraced him. Okay, that, by the way, is, I think, normal. I spent a lot of time in locker rooms, played college football at the University of Missouri. That is the normal baseline reality. It is the media who have largely taken, and they do this primarily to black players, they try to pressure them into hating Trump. They say, Trump's a racist. How could you possibly support him? He hates your community, right? And then all the white guys are like, well, I can't leave my black teammates hanging out to dry, so I also have to
kneel or whatever.
There's none of that. Yes.
Yeah.
So instead, you didn't have that. There are no black players on the team.
Yeah.
This was an all-white team, and they didn't have any of those pressures from the media. Nobody's asking them why does Trump hate your community? So they got to embrace him and said, we'll be there tomorrow at the State of the Union. Can't wait to do it.
Great. It's a real honor. You know, the other thing, too, is as I'm looking at this stuff, John, I'm going back to your profile. As someone who's also been blocked by PETA, which is a proud moment in my life, you have tussled with PETA in the past, too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Gosh, you know, PETA came to Baltimore a few years ago, and they were encouraging Baltimoreans and Marylanders in general to see the individual, as they called it, and stop eating crabs. And anybody who's ever been to Maryland knows we have a deep love, almost obsession with the crabbing industry, and everybody loves crabs here. And they put a big billboard up right by the restaurant, and we fought back. There it is right there, steamed crab. And it was the beginning of World War III, honestly. You know, they called in their big guns. We weren't backing down until they left town. So it's something that we still take a lot of pride in, look back on fondly. Yeah. It was a turning point in the history of our brand, for sure.
It's so funny to me because all those, like, you know, Humane Society, actually Humane PETA and Humane Society is the #1 person putting down dogs right now. It's actually the irony of it is they take these dogs in and then they actually put them down. So they don't actually practice what they preach. TJ, the other thing too, Kash Patel obviously celebrating this huge win. And, like, apparently that's where the libs draw the line. But Don Lemon absolutely losing his mind. Roll this.
Even there. And most likely on taxpayer dollars. Well, yes, of course on taxpayer dollars. You guys are, like, you have no class. You're trashy. It's disgusting.
No class. They spent $55 million paying Robert Mueller, the former FBI director, to investigate something that they knew was false, that was made up by called a Russian dossier. Don't talk to me about wasting money.
Yeah, shouldn't Don be in jail somewhere after raiding a church?
Yeah.
I think that is where he belongs. Look, the leftists have come out, as we all expected. Everybody predicted it, but all of the usual suspects came out. Keith Olbermann came out calling immediately for everybody to refuse the invitation to the White House. We saw that first tweet. And then, of course, Jamel Hill came out and said, how do you represent a country that doesn't presently represent you? My column for The Atlantic. Okay, so the usual idiots are out in full force.
Yeah.
I just think the rest of America's over it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that much to love America. It really doesn't. And look at the response when you do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fun. It's awesome to shoot fireworks in the sky and, like, love freedom, maybe see a low-flying bald eagle. Look, I'm in. All right, John, TJ, we appreciate it very much. Obviously, go Jimmy's Seafood. Fantastic. Hit it up if you're in the area. We appreciate it.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.